Having done the necessary repairs, we travelled on and out of the Caledonian Canal. Weather was fine, and sailing a calm sea north along the coast, we found ourselves suddenly in dangerously large crossing waves in the Dornoch Firth. The frightening experience made my partner prefer to take the airplane home to Norway. This is a video of my series Adventures with my Trawler Yacht Whitehorse, a Grand Banks 36. First, a short overview of this episode. The last part of the Caledonian Canal from Dornoch to Inverness was interesting and easy. But leaving the last sea lock at Inverness gave us a first glance of the again rougher sea. We turned northeast, heading to Helmsdale, along the coast of the Highlands. Then we had just passed Tarbert-Ness Lighthouse. We found ourselves suddenly in dangerously crossing large waves. Battling with these fierce environments, we managed to reach Helmsdale, where my partner decided to leave and take the plane home to Norway. This day's route led us from the pontoon bridge at Dornoch to Inverness and then through the Dornoch Firth east of Inverness in northeastern direction to Helmsdale. The planned distance was about 90 kilometers or 8 hours, but it turned out to be about 110 kilometers and 12 hours of travel. We left Dornoch early, before 8 a.m. to reach the Torrevin swing bridge just when it would open around 9 o'clock. We had to wait some minutes before we could pass and got to the next swing bridge at Dornoch. Then there were 4 locks to pass in Inverness, which all went well. Finally, we reached the last 2 locks of the Caledonian Canal and were left into the Dornoch Firth. The weather had turned rainy, and the rough sea and wind greeted us. Lock in Inverness. Did you like my video so far? Then I would be grateful for you subscribing free of charge to my YouTube channel to help me finance my work. Thank you. We passed below the large Caledonian bridge that connects Inverness to the north and reached Dornoch Firth. This was an interesting sailing with the large historic sites of Fort George on the starboard side. By now, the weather had turned better again, and waves of a bit less than a meter of height pushed us from behind forwards. At the entrance of Dornoch Firth, we saw large installations for wind turbines ready to be deployed into the sea. Then we really enjoyed it when some dolphins came along to join us for a while on our journey. It is exciting that these intelligent creatures of the sea like to playfully swim along the boats. Then we reached Dornoch Firth at Tarbert Ness Lighthouse, and I prepared to hand over the rudder to my partner Anita, expecting an easy crossing of the Firth to the north side. Without warning, we found ourselves in dangerously large crossing waves, rocking our Whitehorse to all sides and clashing overboard. It was a total surprise, and I had to think fast how to proceed. I dared not to turn around, the waves were too high and fierce. Unfortunately, I do not have video of the following, so I could only recount what happened. The larger waves of about 1.5 to 2 meters height came from direction west, while the smaller ones came from our back. Crossing waves are very dangerous, I knew from Norway, and I was fully alert. There was also considerable wind blowing from west, and it looked like there had been a local thunderstorm not long ago, probably causing the waves. I decided to head into the Firth of Dornoch, expecting the waves from south to be cut out, being in the lee of the land at Tarbert Ness Lighthouse. It was a hard battle, although I soon only had the waves coming out from the Firth against me. But the wind was still blowing, and rain kept hitting the windows, in addition to the waves clashing and spraying them. The hard rocking of the boat had our dishes and a bottle of soap popping out of the sink and smashing on the floor. There were pieces all around on the floor, and it was slippery. In my back, my partner was sitting at the table, frightened to death, crying and asking me to set the boat on the sand at the shore to avoid sinking. I headed in direction of Dornoch, as the logic told me that the waves had to stop when I got near the westernmost beach. But the distance was about 8 nautical miles, and I had to reduce the speed to around 6 knots. So it took us nearly 1.5 hours to get there. I tried to cut the waves in about 60 degrees angle, to avoid too hard clashes while not risking them to hit the boat from the sides. Finally, after what seemed an eternity, we reached the beach area at Dornoch, and the waves stopped. But problems were not over yet. The sea ground was very shallow, and depth was constantly changing. I had to follow the echo sounder and the chart block closely to keep in safe waters. We then sailed along the coast in northeastern direction again, out of the Firth of Dornoch, and we had a nice view of Dunrobin Castle, although we could not really enjoy it, being still very agitated. The weather had turned better again, and as a good sign, a rainbow appeared over the sea. I had contacted the harbour master at Helmsdale and asked for assistance when I would arrive, as my partner still was sitting at the table, rigid with fear. Finally, around 7 in the evening, we reached Helmsdale. We were friendly received by the harbour master and his friend, who helped me to find my berth and tie my boat. My partner was guided out of the pontoon bridge to fastland and cared for while I did the necessary registration work at the office. We found a very pleasant place to rest and recover at the bridge guest house with a most friendly and helpful host. My partner decided that she would take the train to Aberdeen and then a plane home to Norway. The former harbour master was prepared to be my crew member up to Wick, but this could only be 4 days later. So we had good time to explore this nice little town and the surrounding area and enjoy the friendliness of the local people. In the next episode, I will show you a bit of Helmsdale. It was good to calm down from what we had experienced. If you liked this episode, please consider to subscribe free of charge to my YouTube channel using your Gmail account, and don't forget to press the like button. Thank you in advance for your support. I'm looking forward to you being my guest in my next episode. Until then, goodbye.